Honorable Senators, in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon is Ms. Esse Adida, a guest of the Speaker of the Senate. Ms. Adida is a celebrated footballer and among a generation of Kenyans who have brought immense honor and pride to the Republic through her exceptional talent in sports. Honorable Senators, Ms. Akida's footballing talent was nurtured from a tender age while schooling back in Kilifi County, notably through the Moving the Goalpost initiative that has used sports to positively transform lives of young girls across our country. Kenyans recall with great fondness and national pride Akida's great display in the African Women's Cup of Nations, where she scored the first goal for Harambee Starlets, entering history books as the first Kenyan to do so. This exceptional exploit not only proclaimed her arrival in the world football scene, but also went on to open great opportunities for her in the ranks of professional football. Honorable Senators, for the past 3 years, Esse has been plying her trade at Club Park in Greece, taking part in one of Europe's top women football leagues and rubbing shoulders with the world's best women footballers. She had previously played for Ramal, Hasharon in Israel, and Besiktas of Turkey and Club Park from Greece. Here at home, the contributions of Akida's generation of women footballers is what laid the solid foundation for the historic achievement of the prolific Under-19 Harambee Starlets team, which recently qualified for the World Cup competition for this category of women footballers to be held later next month in Dominican Republic. Ms. Akida's exploits go beyond football. Back home in Kilifi County, she has carved a niche for herself through exceptional philanthropic work and distinguished community service through the Esse Akida Foundation that she founded and runs through her personal resources, which has played a pivotal role in giving hope to many girls, especially those from humble backgrounds. I must point out that years back, during my tenure as governor of Kilifi County, we celebrated Ms. Akida as one of the heroines for her outstanding philanthropy, which has empowered girls, sharpening their resolve to shatter the glass ceiling in their respective career paths. I congratulate Ms. Akida for taking time to document her eventful journey in life in a new book titled Chained, in which she reflects on the challenges she went through and how she triumphed. Her book provides girls growing under similar circumstances with insights and inspiration to use their talents to create and exploit opportunities that come their way in life. Honorable Senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to Esse Akida, and on behalf of the Senate, on my own behalf, wish her a fruitful visit. I will allow the Senator for Kilifi and the Senate Majority Leader under 1 minute to extend a word of welcome. Yes, Senator for Kakamega.
Mr. Speaker, I rise on a point of procedure to draw your attention to Standing Order number 29, namely visiting dignitaries. Mr. Speaker, what you have read about this young woman distinguishes her from many women in this country. Mr. Speaker, I wish it had come to my attention earlier. I would have requested that she be allowed to be treated in the same manner that we treat under this standing order on visiting dignitaries, so that she should be in the right seat, so that it serves as an example to the youth of this country, especially my daughters. Since it's just one of them. Mr. Speaker, having said that, I don't know what you will rule, but she deserves it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Bonnie. That time will come, but for today, she came to visit me. So she's here as a visitor of the Speaker.
Asante Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, kwanza nataka nijiunge na wewe kwa kumkaribisha huyu dada ama mtoto wetu wa kutoka Kilifi, lakini yeye ni Mkenya. Ni Mkenya kwa sababu anatoka katika nchi yetu na amefanya mengi ambayo ni maajabu katika Kenya. Bwana Spika, kitu cha kwanza nataka kutoa kongole kubwa sana kwa huyu msichana anaitwa Adida kutoka sehemu ya Kilifi, kwa sababu ameweza kuvunja ngome nyingi sana ambazo za pingamizi katika taaluma ile ambayo yuko. Ni wakina mama wengi katika ulimwengu wanacheza mpira ama wanacheza kandanda ama ule mpira wa maguu, lakini Bwana Spika, unaweza kuona wengi watacheza lakini hawatafika kile kiwango. Na hivi ni kwamba huyu dada anaitwa Adida ni msichana ambaye amefanya bidii, amefanya juhudi, ameshughulika sana kufanya mazoezi na kuangalia taaluma mbalimbali za wale ambao wako mbele, na akajifundisha na hatimaye akaweza kufika kile kiwango cha kucheza kandanda ya kulipwa katika nyadhifa za juu nchi zetu za ng'ambo. Bwana Spika, pia vile vile nataka kumpatia kongole kwa sababu anachezea Harambee Stars. Na ni Yes. Asante. Bwana Spika, vile vile nataka kusema tu ya kwamba si rahisi kwa msichana mdogo kama huyu ambaye ameweza kujifanyia juhudi na ameweza kufika kile kiwango, lakini katika harakati zake zote hizo ameweza kupatana na mapingamizi mingi, na tunasoma katika vitabu. Ukiwa wewe ni mchezaji unaweza kuwa na pengine wale wanaokufundisha ama pengine wale ambao unawaona kama ni watu ambao wanaweza kukusaidia. Kumekuwa na changamoto nyingi katika maisha yake, lakini ameweza kuzivuka, na vile vile ameweza katika zile changamoto mingi ambazo amepitia ameweza kuandika kitabu. Kitabu kinasema ni kama alikuwa amefungwa katika ile minyororo, lakini sasa amejifungua. Kwa hiyo ni kwamba akiwa amejifungua katika ile minyororo anaweza kwenda, na tunasema yale mawingu yatakuwa ndio mwisho. Sio mwisho, anaweza kwenda akavuka mpaka yale mawingu. Tunasema unavuka yale mawingu unaingia katika ulimwengu mwingine wa kucheza kandanda. Kwa hiyo sisi tunamtakia kila laheri. Nataka kuambia dada zangu hapa ndani ya bunge na maseneta, hususan dadangu pale ambaye yeye anajihusisha sana na mambo ya kina mama. Nataka kusema kwamba nawaomba ikiwa itawezekana, kile kitabu ni muhimu sana kujua wale wasichana watu wanaokuwa katika Kenya na zile nyadhifa wanazopitiza mbalimbali, vile mateso wanafika wanayapata, lakini wafanya juhudi mpaka mwisho mtu anafaulu. Kwa hiyo ameandika hicho kitabu, na nataka kuwauliza si dada zangu peke yake, hata hawa ndugu zangu, Cherargea akiwa kijana mdogo aweze kuwa mstari wa mbele kununua hicho kitabu. Kwa hiyo katika sisi maseneta tu hapa, vile vitabu, kile kitabu ambacho ameandika, mimi niko na copies, zile copies ziko na ni bei rahisi, mnaweza kuja kwa ofisi yangu, alafu mimi nitamwambia Cherargea awapatie kila mtu. Asanteni sana.
Senate Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I join you and the rest on behalf of all our colleagues to congratulate Ms. Esse Adida, who's joined us this afternoon. Though visiting you, I want to believe the visit has been extended to us as a house. In one, celebrating her achievements, especially in a sport that is greatly emerging, Mr. Speaker, over the years to be extremely competitive, but also gaining global recognition. Mr. Speaker, the women's football game has gained serious attraction to fans the last few years, that perhaps in the next few years, Mr. Speaker, if you are not careful, it will actually become more popular than the men's sports. Mr. Speaker, Senator Catherine Muma reminds me, and she needs not remind me because I know that for a fact, that as we speak today in Kenya, the women's game is way ahead of the men's sport. Our girls are doing way better. Mr. Speaker, everybody is aware that our Harambee starlets are currently in Spain doing their pre-tournament preparation on their way to the Dominican Republic to play in the FIFA World Cup, Mr. Speaker. That's a feat that no other footballing team has achieved. Therefore, we must celebrate girls like Esse, who have pushed this sport, Mr. Speaker, to the levels that she has. We celebrate her also in her distinguished career, and I hope that she can inspire many girls, Mr. Speaker, in Kilifi, the coastal part of the country, Mr. Speaker, which is not traditionally known for producing many great footballers. I know Senator Faki will not be happy for me to say that, but I know that with girls like Esse doing what they are doing, that many young girls from that part of the country will be inspired and excel and do even far beyond what we are able to. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I hope that as a country we can continue to invest more in our sporting academies. You do realize that Esse nurtured her talents, Mr. Speaker, through this program, Moving the Goalpost, and many other programs that are seasonally run. Eventually, Mr. Speaker, until we are able to set up academies that can nurture young talents and grow them into serious professions, Mr. Speaker, we shall not enjoy many stars coming out of our country like Esse. Therefore, I celebrate her. The Senate looks forward, Mr. Speaker, to interacting with her and learning more from her. Mr. Speaker, I just want to make one final request. You know, the only other member the only other citizen actually within the precincts of Senate right now who's had the opportunity to represent Kenya at the international stage in a sporting event is none other than the Senator of Trans Nzoia, Senator Alan Chensang, featured for the national team. I know this because I was in university with him at the time when he represented Kenya in the All-African Games. I'm not sure whether they were with Esse at that time, but given that she had performed better than Senator Faki, Senator Kajwang, who runs once in a while in the day and at night, Mr. Speaker, why don't we allow Senator Chesang to celebrate a fellow icon who has done well? That's my humble request. Welcome, Esse. I celebrate you.
Senator Hamida. Senator Hamida, then Senator Alan Chesang, and then Senator Oroba, and Senator Faki. We wrap it up at that.
Asante Bwana Spika. Na mimi pia nataka kuchukua nafasi hii kama upande wa mama wa Kewosa kuweza kujivunia mrembo wetu. Karibu sana na asante kwa kututembelea. Tumepata sifa zako na sisi tunasema kongole. Kongole kwa kupeperusha bendera ya Kenya. Tunakuombea mema na utuwakilishe vilivyo. Na pia tunakusifu sana kwa wewe kuja kushika wenzako mkono na wao pia kuwasaidia wafike mahali umefika. Sio watu wengi upenda kufanya hivyo ili wenzake wasiwafikie, lakini wewe tunakushukuru sana kwa kuweza pia kurudi nyumbani ili na wao pia wapate kile wewe umeweza kupata. Na tunakwambia pia ukiwa kule jivunie kuwa Mkenya. Tuwakilishe vilivyo na tunakuomba sifa yetu na sifa yako kama Mkenya na kama msichana uiweke mbele, usihadaishwe na wengine, na wewe mafikira yako yawe, malengo yako yawe mazuri, na usikubali kuhadaishwa kwa kitu chochote. Tunakusifu na asante sana kwa kututembelea. Shukran. Asante mwenyekiti.
Senator Alan Chesang.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise first and foremost to congratulate Esse Akida. Mr. Speaker, I'm a very proud senator in this house, Mr. Speaker. First, I happen to be one of the people who has been part of Esse's life, and I think her first flight to the All African Games, she was seated next to me. That was in 2007 or 2000 All African Games in Algeria. Mr. Speaker, I want to congratulate her because I've seen her hard work in her sporting activity all the way through. I've seen her grow. I've seen her efforts and her training in Kenya. And it's a very good example to this country, Mr. Speaker, that sport pays, Mr. Speaker. I have been following her wherever she goes, every team she's been in Kenya and overseas. Mr. Speaker, this is just an example, and she's a living proof that sports pay, and if the government puts more effort in this kind of sports, we are going to change many of our youths in this country. So, Mr. Speaker, I'd also like to again congratulate her for writing a book and being a person that many of our youths would look upon to. So, Mr. Speaker, I just want to say thank you once again to her, and also maybe also appreciate my brother Aaron Cheriot for recognizing that we were in the same university together, Mr. Speaker. The University of Moi in Eldoret. Mr. Speaker, it's a privilege because most of the members here, they will not have anyone to say they were classmates or in the same university, Mr. Speaker. So let me just say thank you once again to Esse and congratulations. Keep striving, and we are always behind you, Esse. Thank you so much.
Senator Roba.
Thank you, Speaker. Congratulations, Ms. Adida. You know, I'm just peeping to see that it's really you because I follow you a lot online. Speaker, I want to congratulate this lady because, you know, Kilifi County is known for a lot of things, but it's also known for teenage pregnancies. And I know that, you know, when they look up to someone like Ms. Adida, they understand that there's hope, there are other things that we can do, and that girls can actually break that barrier. So, Ms. Adida, as you go back home, I want to urge you to hold the hands of those many girls. You know, in Kilifi County, 28.9% is the prevalence rate for teenage pregnancies. That's 4,000 girls every year who are actually, you know, being impregnated because for whatever reason, you know, we have sex for pads, we have what, but also there is this hopelessness that they can't be anything in life. So congratulations, and please hold the hands of many girls out there so that they can look up to you and you can change your community from that perspective. Thank you.
Senator Faki.
Mheshimiwa Spika, pia kunipa fursa hii kujiunga nawe kumpa kongole dada yetu Esse kwa kazi nzuri anayofanya. Mheshimiwa Spika, Esse ni mmoja ya wale wanamichezo wetu ambao wameweza kubobea na wanacheza katika ligi za kimataifa. Mwingine akiwa ni Mwanahalima Adam Jereko ambaye anacheza Amerika hivi sasa. Mwanahalima ni msichana ambaye alilelewa pale Likoni mjini Mombasa. Kwa hivyo Aaron Cheriot, usifikiri kwamba haya mambo yanatokea Kilifi peke yake. Mombasa pia tunatengeneza mambo kama hayo. Mheshimiwa Spika, nimepata fursa kutembea mpaka ya Bamba kule katika kile kiwanja cha moving the goalpost. Na nafikiri ni mradi mzuri ambao kaunti zetu zote zinaweza kuiga. Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna mswada hivi sasa wa Seneta Sifuna kuhusiana na kutengwa kwa asilimia fulani ya bajeti za kaunti kupromote kusaidia mambo ya michezo. Hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika ni njia ambayo itasaidia pakubwa kuweza kutoa wanatalanta wengi kama Esse ambao hawajapata fursa kama hizi ili waweze kusonga mbele katika talenti zao za michezo. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa kumalizia ni kwamba ni masikitiko hivi sasa Mheshimiwa Spika kwamba wakati wasichana wetu wanabobea katika mambo ya michezo, wanakwenda katika nchi za kimataifa kucheza ligi kubwa. Hivi hapa Kenya hivi sasa Mheshimiwa Spika hatuna kiwanja ambacho chaweza kuhost ama chaweza kuandaa mechi inayokubaliwa na FIFA. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni aibu kubwa. Sisi tunakwenda kucheza mechi zetu Uganda. Kama timu ya nyumbani tuenda cheza Uganda sisi Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa vile hatuna kiwanja cha kimataifa cha kuweza kusimamia ama kuandaa mechi za FIFA. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, ni changamoto ambayo imetolewa na dada yetu Esse kuwa hapa leo, na kwa hivyo sisi kama maseneta lazima tuangalie ni njia gani ambazo zitasaidia kukuza michezo nchini kwetu. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Lastly, Senator Richard Onyonka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand here as somebody, first of all, who wants to give my accolades to you as the Speaker for having thought it wise that you would invite Her Excellency, the young lady who has actually made our country proud. Members in this Senate, I know we are all saying how wonderful she is. How I wish that we would be changing the rules on how we reward medals from this House and nationally for Kenyans who have excelled and have done well exceptionally. Mr. Speaker, I would hope that once you have gone back to Kilifi, of course, you know her personally now, you will actually enable her to continue. And most probably, ask many of us to participate in a league with my friend Stuart Mazayo. We would actually, I wouldn't mind sending our young ladies from Kisii County, because there are football teams there, so that they can be going to Kilifi, they play, and then we can invite the other players from Kilifi or Kisii to attend. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to say that as Kenyan leaders, we have not treated our sportsmen, sportswomen, our musicians, our people who perform in theater, and people who perform in all the other sectors. I think we need to improve on that. I think we are all seized and we understand the importance, for the reason that right now everybody is a content creator. And what is very unfortunate, Mr. Speaker, is that every time our successful athletes go out to the world to perform, we never give them any accolade, we never congratulate, leave alone even rewarding them in a small way. I think this House should seize itself and make sure that we start making sure that we congratulate our African athletes, Kenyan athletes, and those ones who come from several areas. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the team from makwiny that has come here for benchmarking, and the team from the African Witnesses who are here. I think it's a great honor to see both sides coming and watching what we do in this House. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity.
Senator Beth Zengo, finalize that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this chance. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Esse. And Mr. Speaker, I also congratulate you because she comes from your county. And my minority leader, Senator Mazayo, has nurtured and mentored the girl, and I really recognize this. Mr. Speaker, as the women president of ODM Women League, and by extension broad-based, I want to speak on behalf of all the women and say that we need girls who are gifted and who are talented like her. And I would advise that let the parents give girls to participate in games, in education, in everything that a boy child does, a girl child can do better. I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, and ask that the book that she has written, that it gets out and gets to the hands of our young girls and even mature women, that we may read, we may be motivated, we may be encouraged, and also borrow a leaf from her. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Finance and Budget.